Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Money Market Monday and we'll be reacting to living on 270,000 a year in Austin, Texas. Let's get into it.
I was an introvert, and when I looked at successful people, they had a lot of friends and people around them that they were learning from. So I spent a lot of time listening to podcasts, reading books about how do you genuinely care about people, because I want to. People are awesome. And the only way we can really grow as a society is to be very transparent and to work together on investments, earnings, salary, on savings.
270. Man, making $270,000 a year is no joke, man. This man is this is US dollars. I live in Canada, so that's probably around $320,000 a year, which is real good money, especially for a 26-year-old, man. I'm pretty impressed. Let's get into it. How he spends his money.
I'm Clinton Stamper. I'm 26 years old. I make $270,000 a year, and I live near Austin, Texas.
Oh,
I work 2 days a week here at home, and then I work 3 days a week in the office in Austin. And currently, I'm working on tools to help us make decisions regarding some of our real estate. I'm able to go to the office, and they have gyms and cafes and food, etc. And then when I get home, I can just spend quality time with my girlfriend and her sister, who lives with us. So when I was
man, that's like the best situation you could ever have. Like, work for Amazon and then move on to start working for Google, and you essentially have food at work. You essentially have everything you need at work. Like, what else is better than that?
when I was looking at Austin, I had to figure out like how my lifestyle and my girlfriend's lifestyle could fit into where we wanted to live. And the city life was not completely what I was used to growing up in a farm town. I decided to buy here because growth is inevitable. And when it grows outside of this area then becomes part of the city and it should expand in value and increase in price. Buying a house here was crazy. So we toured about 40 houses. I put offers in three of them. We had to waive every contingency we could. Basically, had to open up our shirt and be like, "Here, you can have whatever you want." And even that sometimes wasn't enough. Write letters. We had to explain that we weren't investors, and we basically had to bid $50,000 to $60,000 over list price. So for this house, I ended up paying $638,000 when the list price was only $575,000.
What else can you wish for as a seller? If someone is paying you premium for something that, if I list something for 575,000, you pay me 638,000, man. That's good money for me. I'm taking it.
The only stipulation that I had for that was that they need to be furthering themselves towards whatever goals they have. It doesn't have to match with my goals. Just whatever they want to achieve, I want to see progress towards that. They pay for their food and their drinks, their clothing, and any other things that they want. Open communication about finances is really key to having a healthy relationship, and that's what I think I've tried to foster. I feel lucky enough that I can afford this house and that I have the salary that I do, so they can.
Man, that's a blessing to have in your life. Someone just giving you rent free a place to stay so that you can pursue your dreams and your goals. Like, that helps a lot, man. If you don't have to worry about paying rent, and all you have to do is focus on making sure you got food, making sure that your studies are paid for, making sure that all that is taken care of, it really helps because rent, on average is like half your salary for the things that you do, and that really hampers you, especially if you're in creative fields or a student or anything like that, where you really need a lot of help. And for him to be doing it for these ladies, man, it's a blessing. But I just don't know if I'll be open to having free housemates.
Accomplish whatever they want to accomplish.
Some people are just good people, man.
I grew up in Ohio in a little suburb called Rootstown. My mom and my dad were there for about 6 years of my life. They ended up getting divorced. My aunt got cancer, and my mom had to take care of her at the Akron Children's Hospital. And that's where I ended up spending most of my time during my younger youth. And I got to know a lot of the kids in Akron Children's Hospital. Most of my friends had brain tumors.
Whoa.
So what I did is I planned on becoming a neurosurgeon so I could help with research and actually perform these types of surgeries to extract these brain tumors in a way that would let more of my friends live a wonderful life and not pass on like the reality that I eventually found out they reached. I just felt like that was my purpose.
Oh, that's good. Oh no. Man, exposure is really good. For a lot of us, especially when we're young, it's we don't really get exposed to a lot of and how do I put it, career paths. Like being a neurosurgeon. I remember growing up, I only know one guy who wanted to be a neurosurgeon, and it's because he randomly one day picked up a book in the library about a neuroscientist. Is that what they call it, a neurosurgeon? And that's what inspired him because he felt it was possible, and mainly because it paid a lot of money. So he wanted to do it too. But that's the thing. Unfortunately for him to be exposed to such pain at a young age, it's not good. But the impact that it had on him to put his mind into that. I want to pursue a career that will help my friends become better. That's actually a very good thing that, I wish people in my community would also get such exposure and know that, you can grow up to be someone who makes an impact on other people's lives. So yeah, let's get it.
On my phone, I have the Robinhood app front and center, as well as my other apps, Webull, etc. And when I wake up every morning, I click one of the apps, depending on the day, and I invest a certain amount every single day. Same for financial budgeting. Every Friday or Saturday, I will look at Mint and I will go through my whole budget and I'll figure out how much did I spend this week? How much do I have left for next week? My biggest expense is my mortgage for this house, as well as the insurance that goes along with that and the property tax. After that, my second biggest expense would be my car. Meal delivery services are super expensive. So what I do is I wait for coupons. I'll act like I'm signing in and making an account, and I'll leave. And I'll wait for them to email me coupons. And when I get those coupons, my target is for each meal to cost just under $5 a meal. With inflation, that's gotten pretty hard. But once I hit that mark, then I'll order whatever the meal is. As part of working at Google, you do get help with your phone bill and with your internet bill. And they don't cover the full cost on some things, but they do cover the full cost of one of the most important and largest expenses that someone could have, and that is health insurance. Also, at Google, a really cool perk that I take advantage of a lot is that they reimburse portions of classes or training for you to acquire
Wow.
new skills. I'm learning to fly a paramotor, which is basically a paraglider with this motor strapped to your back.
That's really beautiful, man. Like having the opportunity to pursue the things that you enjoy, go to school for the things that you enjoy, and being able to do what he's talking about, where you're reimbursed for going to school. Like working for Google should be the best thing ever, fam. Like they pay for your health, they pay your phone bill, they pay for your internet, they reimburse you for going to school, they pay you a lot of money. I don't know what else do you need in this world, fam.
It's crazy. You're just like a plane flying through the air. I'm still learning, but I'm so close to actually getting up in the sky. I learned a lot of things from playing video games, of all things. I was probably about 12 or 13. And of course, if you asked me at the time, I would have said, I don't know. I'm just playing a video game. This is awesome. Like, I don't know about finances. So my friends and I, we were competing in RuneScape, of all things, on who could get the highest fishing level. And what I did is I found something that would play the game for you for cutting down trees. And I was like, wait, they're very similar, fishing, cutting trees. And I made it so that cutting thing could fish. And then I released it as for free. People loved it. I took customer feedback. I improved it. And it got to a point where I could actually monetize it. And I started selling versions of it while the
30,000 in high school for a video game. Man, listen, if you have a child, make sure they get into computer science because, whoo, lot. 30,000 in high school, that would have changed my life.
RuneScape bot that I made did technically pay for my college. I took that loan money out and I used that to pay for college. And I used my RuneScape money to do other things and to, again, inflate my lifestyle. I wasn't financially literate at the time. I regret that, but I ended up paying them back later, so it's okay. I went to college at the Ohio State.
See, that's a good thing, man. A lot of times when we're in college and we're just spending money, it's a lot. It's sad that we don't know what our financial resources are, right? Like he came in out of high school with 30,000, and here you're in college on a student loan, trying to live it up with other people, getting yourself deeper and deeper into debt. But the thing is, you actually don't know what the other person is going through to have the same experiences that you're having, man. I wish this is something that taught me when I was in high school before going into college. Because I remember, man, for me, college was one of the happiest times because that was the first time I had received like big money from my family. But also, that was where I learned what it means to be super broke. Because that money runs out quick, man, especially if you're living it up and you don't really have a golden goose to say that keeps on pumping money into you. So, yeah, that's a life lesson, kids. Don't spend money you don't have. I had to learn that the hard way.
University Medical School. I graduated in 2018 with a bachelor's in biomedical science. During my junior to senior year of college, I ended up going to an internship at Amazon after my friend Alex convinced me that I should use my coding hobby as a career and just try it out. So at the end of my internship with Amazon, they actually extended it 1 month and then they offered me a full-time position to come back the following summer after I had graduated. It was because of this dip where I think my net worth went down to like negative 40,000 with signing bonuses and this awesome job that just didn't seem right to me. And the reason that happened was I moved to a house that was bigger than any house I've ever lived in, and I didn't know how to appropriately handle that. I spent way too much money on things and I overreached my budget. I was trying to fix my financial situation because I heard so many horror stories of debt crumbling people's lives. And I didn't want my student debt to do that. So I got rid of all of that unhealthy.
Yeah, man. That is a evil thing. Like, as long as you're in debt, man, it's like you have no power over your life. It's like the house you live in belongs to the bank. The car you drive belongs to the bank. You make income, it goes out, and at a certain point, the interest just add up, and you end up just being like, what am I going to do now?
And I'm hoping to accumulate more healthy debt, like super low interest free money in the near future when I buy investment properties. I'm open to all possibilities. I have my emergency fund built up. I keep it at roughly maybe 2 months worth of expenses. And then I invest $1,500 a week in the stocks that I'm looking at that week or that I see that are interesting or low in price. So my investments currently are to self-fund this passion of mine when I reach my 50s or 60s. I want to fund a self-automated robotic pod where you could go into it as an
Mm.
injured patient and without human intervention. You would go from being diagnosed to the surgery or treatment to recovery. So to fund that idea, I need to start saving now.
Man, that's the beauty of life, man. Like you can plan ahead because you have a job at Google. You have money. you know, it's super easy to dream about the future and have a plan. Like, yo, when I'm 60, this is what I'll be doing. And I feel like for all of us, it's very possible, man. We just have to follow the footsteps of those who are making money. I know that not everybody can get a gig at Google, but there are many ways we can all make $270,000 a year. Just divide that by 12 and see how much you have to come up with in a month and get in these streets, pound the pavement.
So right now, I'm waiting on approval.
Mhm.
My side hustle is going to be sharing information in a simple way. And right now, the plan is to do that through YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. I plan on covering everything from finances to just daily life things, things where you're like, wow, how the heck was I not taught that in high school or middle school? For the next year, I plan on just consistently investing every day and keeping both investments in cryptocurrency as well as the stock market. I also plan on keeping with my plan of investing in my 401k and my IRA. The thing that I think everyone should learn, at least from my story, is to go find it. And what I mean by that is if you have a problem, surround yourself with people who don't have that problem because you're going to learn from them. You're going to find the information to help make your life better. Information is extremely powerful, and knowing that something exists is half the battle. And that is something that everyone should strive to do.
Yeah, man. I feel like at $270,000 a year, that's you could be pretty comfortable. It's a good number. I don't know what the cost of living is like in Texas, but where I live right now, 300,000, it'll be okay. Like for a decent apartment, they go around for like 3,000. So you are looking at 30,000 for an apartment if you're renting. Um, so at 270,000, you're left with 240, and then for the car, he's got monthly payments. So yeah, it's a livable income. It's a very very great income. It's good money to have, good money to make. Um, I also like the way he's focused. He understands his budgeting. He has his goals. He's someone who looks like he's focused on doing something with his life, and that's good, man. That's really really good. But yeah, yeah. What would you do if you have 270,000? Is there things that he does that you would not do? Are you guys investing? What's your plans? How are you making your money? Okay, don't say it in the comment section how you're making your money because you will get spammed. But just give me your thoughts on the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.